Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time to stop talking about theory and actually begin getting our hands dirty working in databases. The program that we're going to begin working with for this semester is Access, and I'm going to show you how to actually create an Access database and how to begin working in queries within Access. So we'll start by actually opening Access. Go figure. And we don't have a database we're actually going to begin working with right now, so we'll just make a new one. And I'm going to select blank desktop database. And it's going to ask me what I want to call it, where I want to save it. Well, we're not going to hold on to this thing, so you can save it anywhere, call it anything. So I'm going to put mine on my desktop and just call it my first database. Yay. And hit OK. And create. Access has begun creating tables for me because it thinks I'm going to actually use this to begin storing data. In any other case, that would be true, but not this time. So we don't need to actually begin working with a table at this particular point, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. Right-click the tab, hit close, goes away. So the way that we get to creating a SQL query is under the Create tab, and whether you're in Office 2010 or Office 2013, this doesn't really matter. Now, you see these two items here under Queries. Query Wizard is not what we want. This is going to actually lead you through a step-by-step of how it babies you through building a query, and you never actually see it. But if you're going to learn SQL, it's important that you actually learn to work with the queries directly. Most businesses do not use Access for their database keeping. They use more powerful tools like SQL Server that do not give you query builders like these. So we're going to skip the baby tools and go straight to working on the back end. So we don't need the query wizard. Query design is where we're going to get started. But even here, it tries to give you a little baby tool. Now you can use this to create some queries, but the queries it makes are horrendous looking. And when you look at them, when you look at the query later, it becomes clear that you used a tool to build this. But since we're training you to be a database administrator, it's important that you know how to write the SQL yourself. So this is another baby tool we're not going to use. And please do not use this. I will deduct points if I see some of these queries show up here. I want to see queries that you have built yourself. So I've closed the select tables thing, and it's just a blank window with query 1 at the top. So I'm going to right click the tab and hit SQL view. And this is just the raw backend. This is where we want to be. It just says select and a semicolon, which is not even a complete query. But this is where we would go to put in what we were after. So let's say we were working with our Cape Cod database. I've got this here from the previous lesson. And what we've listed here is what we would put into our query. So if I wanted the list of orders and stores from my retail order table, I would literally just put that in here. Order number, comma, store number from retail order. And this is a complete query. If I actually had those tables with data in it, I could run it and get back results, but because I don't, it's just going to whine at me. So, okay. Each query can only have a single query in it. In Access. In SQL, you can get away with that. But, SQL Server, rather. So, for example, I couldn't actually list both queries here because it's expecting only one operation per query. It's not going to know what to do if you start listing more than one. So, this is a complete query. I'm done with it. Right click it and hit save. It asks me what I want to call it. And I can just say orders and stores. And it shows up on the left here like you would see with your tables. So I'll demonstrate this again. And with any of these lessons, you can pause, go back, review something, but I'll try to give you more than one example anytime I do something just so that you can see how it works. So again, we're going to make a query, so I do create, query design. We don't need the cheater tool, so we'll hit close, right click the tab, and hit SQL view. from here we actually put in the query we want, right click the tab, hit save. That's all there is to it. So stay tuned, and we're actually going to begin using this tool to pull data from an actual database.